Hayes, the league's leading scorer, Wednesday night in Nottingham, another goal and another assist. It takes you even further ahead at the top of the scoring charts. And now Elite League Player of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's it's an honor to be Player of the Week, and line mates are helping me out. We went on a great streak at home. Winning always helps, and it's just an honor to have that.
Finds Ryan Hayes, winds up, scores! Ryan Hayes ties the game!
Playing physical, playing below the dodge, so we've got a fight. Ryan Hayes and Jesse Root.
Hayes is throwing the lumber against a much bigger Root. Ryan with undercuts. This is unbelievable. Look at Ryan Hayes doing a number on Root. Ryan absolutely winning this one, and now they go down.
Intercepted by Searfoss. Hayes trying to chip it back into the Idaho zone. He gets it back, doesn't get it out. Hayes on his knees, backhand to the net, they score! Searfoss was in front, Hayes threw it in! Grizzlies tie it at 3! Mead on the short side, jamming, still loose. Grizzlies in front, score! Ryan Hayes! Drop pass, pulls the trigger and scores! Down low, Hayes crossing in, he scores! And the Grizzlies win it in overtime!
Into the mix, that's Ryan Hayes, who signed his contract earlier today as the announcement was put out. The guy who got the deal done joins us now, and new Thunder head coach Rich Crom now finally getting settled into his offices here. And Rich, first off, welcome. But a guy in Ryan Hayes, you saw him as well last season in Evansville. What does this transaction mean to you?
Well, I think for Ryan, we're looking at him to come in here and duplicate what he did in the playoffs last year. He had a great run in the playoffs, put up a lot of numbers, and everything that I know of him is that he's a guy that's always going to be able to produce for us offensively. And we look at our lineup, we're going to be very competitive and a very gritty team. Scoring is going to be one area where we're going to be really relying on guys like Ryan Hayes.
It's often known that coaches have different philosophies where players fit in, what their role is, their expectations. For a guy like Ryan Hayes, do you look for more from him or more of the same?
Well, we want him to be who he is as a player, and if his forte is going to be the offensive side of the game, then that's what we're going to look for him to produce for us. So, I mean, you have to put all the pieces together, and you need all types to make a team successful, and he's a guy that I think we're going to really rely on for offense.
For a player who can produce, certainly there might be a dividing line as far as production in the regular season and also in the postseason. We talk about a guy like a playoff player, a guy who usually is a mucker or a grinder. We say that he's like a playoff player, but there are certain players who can fit that bill, who can put the puck into the back of the net as well and can also score. Underneath it all, how do players like that perform when you need to call them to have their game raised up a notch?
Well, I think it's you need those guys to raise their level at playoff time. It's crunch time. It's when you want them to be at their best. And I think Ryan proved that he can be that player for us last year in the playoffs. And we want him to see him to be able to continue in that vein during the regular season. But also you want to make sure that guys are money players, that when the chips are on the line, they're there and they're going to compete hard for
a lot of kids in the community. He passed Chris Terry's record last year for most appearances.
Hazy's always the first guy to nominate himself to do something for younger kids.
He always takes the time out of his day to go visit kids at school, and
he's been really involved in the community. I know he came back in the summer early and started doing community work and appearances for the team.
One of the greatest things I saw was this summer, we were just catching up, seeing what was going on. We have our Learn to Skate program and Learn to Play Hockey. And he was just asking me about it, and I was like, yeah, unfortunately, we have to call some kids, tell them, we can't have the class for them. And he's like, why, or whatever, and I said, we don't have enough instructors for all the kids. He goes, don't cancel it, I'll come teach it. And I'm like, Ryan, it's every week the rest of the summer, and he's obviously from Syracuse, New York, so it's not like he's a little drive over, and he's like, no, don't cancel it, when does it start? And I'm like, tomorrow, and he's like, I'll be there. So he came, it was July 15th, came and taught Learn to Skate the rest of the summer, gave up his summer because he said, he wanted to give back, he wanted the kids to be able to play